Well, howdy, buckaroos. This is William Poole coming in from New Ipswich, New Hampshire, and we're going to show you a great way to dress up a springtime cake. To begin this process, the first thing you need to do is find yourself a half sheet pan. Either line it with a silpat or use some parchment paper. After that, we create a really simple stencil paste, and we've colored it a couple different ways. Stencil paste is a really nice concoction of butter, powdered sugar, egg whites, and flour, and then any coloring of your choice. What I'm going to do is just fill up one of these piping cones, and there's a method to my madness, so just hold on for a second. Let's get this on here and open this up. We're going to create some really pretty artistic flowers. So I'm just going to pipe, and you have to kind of think backwards for a little bit. I'm just going to create the middle of the flower now. And you can make these any which way you want to. That's the neat part about these, is you can put one over here, you can put one over here, and one over here. Let's change out the color real quick and go with this vibrant pink. That's a great way to say spring, isn't it? So what's going to happen is we're going to color this pad up in some remarkable ways. And we're going to fill another one of those cones up because I just screwed that up. And that's fine. Alright, so this becomes the petals of the flower. And you can make these, again, any color that you want. And you can go any way you want to with this. We're just going to make some really cute springtime daisies. Now the neat part about this is you need to color this before we put on the main batter for the cake. So it kind of creates a layered effect. Now I'm going to show these to you as soon as we get a couple of these piped. And I'm just going to go real quick so you can kind of see what we're doing with some color. And I'm not going to do every one of them, but I'll just show you a couple of these. And here's another daisy here. Now you can see that the pink is covering up that dark blue. Okay. Alright, we've gotten some of our flowers covered. We're going to come back with a different color and a different technique. I'm taking the back of an offset spatula, and we're just going to create flower petals on just the ones that you want to do. You don't have to do all of them. If you just want some polka dots, you can have some polka dots. If you want to have something different, you can have something different if you want. Alright, one more color to apply with this.
Action.
Alright, we're putting on our final color. I'm using a really vibrant green just to put some neat lines as a backdrop for this. Alright, once you're finished with this, this is going to need to go into the freezer to set up for about 10 minutes while we make our cake batter.
Cut.
Alright, we're going to start the process for the genoise while we have our stencil cooling in the freezer. We need a bowl, a water bath, egg yolks, and sugar. We've got 4 egg yolks and about 4 ounces of sugar. And you want to do this pretty quickly, especially over a wood-burning stove. This is kind of ridiculous to be doing this, but not for the faint of heart. This is coming along really nicely. I do apologize for all the edits, but some of this stuff does take time, and I don't want you to sit here and watch me whisk for 15 minutes. The egg yolks have certainly lightened up, and the sugar's dissolved, which is great. We can take this off the stove and set this off to the side while we get our egg whites whipping. Anyway, we're going to continue on with our genoise while the oven's heating up. We need to mix some egg yolks or egg whites and sugar. So a little trick that I learned a long time ago is if you want to get a better volume on your egg whites, use some vinegar, just a little, and a pinch of salt. So the egg whites go in, a little pinch of salt, and we're going to start these off. And now that we've achieved some volume with our egg whites, we're going to slowly put in the sugar. Just probably a teaspoon at a time. You're looking for soft peaks. You just want to make sure that you get this in without putting too much sugar in or not having the egg yolks right where they need to be. So just give me a minute and we'll be done with this. Alright, the rest of the sugar's in, and we're going to shut this off and put this together. Hey little lamb, how'd you get in here? Get out of here. Oh. And the egg whites out. And here's another good tip too, is you can take these and put them over your head if you want. I think they'll fall out, but that's okay. All right, we need to put the flour in and the egg yolk mixture, and we're going to alternate a little bit of the egg yolk mixture. That goes right in, and we're just going to use the pan and the bowl that we did to make the egg yolks with. See how that lightens up? All right, we're going to put in just a little bit of the flour. And then we're going to fold this in. Do this so you can see what we're doing in here. See that this is just absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous batter. All right, a little bit more of the egg yolks. All right, those go in. Beautiful. And we're just going to quickly fold this. We don't want to overwork this because you'll end up deflating all those beautiful egg whites that you just made. All right, a little bit more of the flour. All right, our pan should be ready. It's been sitting in the freezer for a couple minutes, so it's had time for all that beautiful stencil paste to firm up. These don't take long once they're in the oven, probably 7 to 10 minutes. I would put a couple more minutes on the stencil paste just to make sure. And if you have any issues with burning, here's another tip: is you can also double the pan, meaning put one sheet pan underneath another one, and that gives you a little insulative quality to it so that you don't run a risk of burning anything while you're cooking in such a high temperature. We're going to bake this off, by the way, at 475 degrees for about 10 minutes. And I'm going to go grab my pan, and you can just keep that running for just a second. See how beautiful this is? This is ready to go. I'll be right back. This is what we created a little bit earlier and set off so that it would think about what it's done in the fridge for a little while. We're going to cover this with this batter, and then into the oven it goes. So here we go. Everybody right on top. And this is the reason we wanted everything to firm up in the fridge so that you didn't run a risk of smearing your beautiful stencils. Now with an offset spatula, we can come right in, gently push this to the edge. All right. Beautiful. Now some of these colors are wanting to peek through a little bit, but that's okay because this is going to become the inside of the cake and you don't have to worry about it so much. So let's turn this. And always work in 90-degree angles and push that batter where you need it to go. All right, this has got to get into the oven. We're ready to go. This is ready to go in the oven, so here we go. And push it in. We need to set that timer for 10 minutes. You know, time's up on the chinoise. We need to take it out of the oven now, so let's get in there. All right, who put the duck in here? All right, that thing could have burned. It's crazy. All right, this guy's got to come out, and I'm going to ask you just to come with me, right over here. All right, we have an offset spatula. This looks amazing. It's just set up enough. Just run your offset spatula along the sides to release it. And remember, we put a sill pat there so that it would come off of the sheet pan really easy. And I'm going to take my fingers and just pull this guy right off. Ow. Ow. Hot. Alright, let's get it out of here. We're going to remove the pan and then we're going to take the sill pad off. Let's just get this out of the way. Let's flip this over for a second and take a look to see if we did it. Alright, that is really cool. Alright, take a look at that, and again, you can color these any way you want to. Isn't that great? We're going to turn this back over for a second and give it a pre-roll. So bear with me. Alright, onto a clean towel. This will help it hold its shape for when you're ready to fill it. Alright. And this will look great if you just do a single slice or if you do an entire cake for someone. Alright, this needs to sit on a rack for a couple minutes and cool off, and then we're going to frost it.
Action.
Okay, this has had a couple minutes to cool down a little bit, and see, by rolling it, you kind of retain its shape. We're going to use some of our blueberry jam that we made earlier this year. Oh, this stuff is great. Let's get this out. And I've got a brush probably right behind me that we can use just to brush a nice even layer over all of this. And then this gets a nice tight roll, and it's done. So I love this. This is something that you can do. It takes maybe 20 minutes to complete everything and bake it off. You can let it cool. You can dress it up however you want to. Use those stencil colors however you see fit. Do something really extraordinary for someone that you love. And let's get this on here. I'm just going to give this a really nice thin coat all the way across. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And look at those blueberries. Ah, this is nice. This is stunning. All right, nice tight roll this time. And that's our springtime jelly roll. So there's a couple different ways that you can present this. Of course, this on a really, really pretty platter is a great way to do it. If you want to do some individual slicing, grab some incredible plates. We've got these antique Majolica plates and some other things. Let's go ahead and move this over first. I'm going to cut off the end just for something to taste later. That can go off to the side. Yum! And then let's cut a really pretty flower right on top. And if you want to show the goodness that way, that's great. If you want to pop it that way, you can too. I'm just going to present it like that. Let's move this over here so you can see this a little bit better. And I've got some double cream that we made, like a clotted cream, slightly sweetened. We're just going to put a nice dollop of that on. And that's absolutely beautiful. We're going to put on some blueberries, of course, because we use blueberry jam for that. Let's put those on too, and then a light dusting of confectioner's sugar. And that's our spring roll.